Some of you may say, you guys have already reviewed this movie, and here's what we're doing. We've been doing this for like 5 years, right? And
has it been that long?
We've gotten better or worse, some would say. And there's some reviews that we just want to do again and like just revisit them. So this is Alien. We're gonna do all the Alien movies slowly but surely, just leading up to Alien Covenant. Prometheus, all of them.
This one is just an atmospheric, in-your-face, scary, what's around the corner kind of happening throughout the entire film. And that's what makes it like a horror. Like, I remember as a kid going into the video rental place, I miss it. And it was listed in the horror section. There's one alien, you know, we're used to multiple aliens now. I mean, you know, the Queen and 18,000 of these xenomorphs running around. Oh, build the wall! You know, we're used to all that. But this one, it's a smallish kind of spaceship, and it's hunting and stalking this crew. And then you got the crazy fucking cyborg that goes nuts because he drank too much milk. You got that 2%.
It's strange too with the whole milk thing, dude. When it comes to Ian Holm and the character's name's Ash, is that this movie reminds me very much of a Kubrick film because it's so slow. And let's get it out of the way right now. There are some people who watch this today and their feeling is, God, that movie's fucking boring. No, and that's okay. I mean, you're not allowed to say that as a reviewer or whatever when you talk about the movie. But let's say it's okay if you feel that way about this movie. I feel like it is. I mean, there are some really, really slow moments.
So I guess watching the birth of a volcano is boring.
But it doesn't bother me. I love the fact. I love that the fact that this movie takes itself so seriously that it doesn't care how long it takes to set up the shots and set up the mood and set up the soundtrack. That it really puts you in a place of like almost docileness. Well, I think before you even see the fucking alien.
And you know, I think this is exactly what the edge of your seat kind of movie feels like. Because you don't know what's around the next corner. You don't know when this motherfucker is going to pop up and scare the shit out of you. And Ridley Scott does it so well with just the background noise and the effects that he uses. And he doesn't show Alien that much in it. I mean, you do see it, but it's mostly like what you don't see that scares the hell out of you. And when you do see it, you're like, oh my God, that's some scary shit.
There are times I get pissed watching it now when I know the movie and I know what's happening. Yeah. When we go through a 20-minute lead up to a cat, you know, to the cat popping out.
Jones.
Yeah, the fucking Jones is a dick face from McGregorton. But still, it doesn't bother. I like these kind of movies. I like to really invest and like take in a movie and like really live inside of that area. And movies don't do that now. They just don't do that now. Studios don't give directors the time or the space or the running time to do that with. And back then they did. And what you got to remember watching this, if you've never seen it or you just watched it recently and you don't love it, is the fact that before this came out, there was no prerequisite. You didn't know what the alien looked like. You didn't know the lore of Alien. And going into a theater and sitting and watching this, there's things that they did in this movie that were absolutely just imperative to like where movies and horror has gone.
This crew wasn't like elite military. They were just like towers. They were just like, you know, redneck kind of dudes. Not redneck, but you know what I mean, like hard-working construction worker kind of crew that was just trying to get this load of minerals back to the planet, and they happened to encounter this fucking alien beast.
Space truckers.
And you don't know, yeah, space truckers, and you don't know what's going on with the science department that made them reroute to go to this planet until later on when it's revealed what the sinister plot of the company was the entire time, was to get this fucker, and the crew's expendable. And by the way, everybody's great. Love everybody. Every actor and actress that works in this movie is amazing. But Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, let me tell you something. I like bad bitches, motherfucking problem. She's hot as shit. And I mean, I love that badassery that Sigourney Weaver brings. And it's funny because she's got that feminine thing still going for her, but the badassery that's underplayed, but also at the same time given enough room to shine. Sigourney Weaver went up there.
With her, it rings so true because she doesn't start that way. She doesn't become the central character of the movie till at least halfway through. Parker, one of the actual mechanics on the ship, is like freaking out because his friend just died. I love their dynamic, by the way. She's like, will you fucking listen to me? God damn it! Like, she really starts to step up and take ownership, and it's a natural progression in a perfect way.
If I've been on that ship, like, I will.
Yeah, and the scene, ultimately, when she comes into her own as Ripley for the rest of the series, is when she's alone in the ship. Finally, she's in that docking bay or whatever it is. She's trying to get out of there, and she notices that the alien's still there, and it's like a spider that you see in your house. Yeah. He's still there. you know what turns out to be one of the sexiest fucking moments in film of all time, when she's backed into this corner, she's trying to get dressed, she's wearing nothing but some granny panties and like a wife beater. Dude, it's like almost unintentionally one of the sexiest things I've ever seen in my fucking life, man. I'm like, God damn, Sigourney.
Let me pop one out really quick.
I'm Zool. Let me in your fridge. But
4 feet above the tub. She barks, she drools, she howls.
You said it best. You said it best, brother.
Okay, thank you.
They didn't force it down your throat. She naturally earned her right to be the most badass person on that fucking ship.
Which should be the way any guy or girl should have to do it in a film. And you know, if it's written right and it's directed right and they're not shoving a political agenda down your fucking throat, then it becomes, everybody loves it. It's not like you're not being preached at all. Exactly. And that's what I love the best about Ellen Ripley. And Ellen Ripley is one of my favorite all-time characters in a movie, period. Sigourney Weaver, I loved her as Dana Barrett in Ghostbusters, but this is her shining role. Sigourney Weaver will always be Dana Barrett.
Lady McClane.
As Ellen Ripley. Also, I want to talk about Ash, the android that goes fucking crazy.
It's tearing his skull. I know.
No one would have ever suspected him being a robot. When he does finally turn out to be a robot, it's fucking scary, man. Like when he goes nuts, ape shit, like he drank too many monsters and 5-hour energies back to back, and he goes, and he's like, and then he starts squirting dirty rotten milk everywhere.
Muscle milk.
That was some cum too. But he's just squirting it everywhere. I'm just like, God, man, it was so fucking scary. And then when they plug his head back up after they destroy him, and he's like, but one last thing, but you know, after they get their answers from him, he's like, you know, I'm not gonna lie about your chances, but you have my sympathies. Yeah. It was really fucking creepy and scary. I will say one of the more iconic scenes of Alien is when Dallas, I think his name's Dallas, right? He's going down the tunnel shaft, and you see Alien go, "Give me a hug."
Every time I watch it, I know it's coming, and every time it scares the shit out of me.
You can't help it.
Because it's just like, yeah! The designs in this is H.R. Giger. I can never say his name right, but the guy who designed the whole thing, his whole thing is mechanicalness mixed with this alien nature, mixed with this creepy stuff, and the whole design of the movie, from the first time you see the space jockey, which never really comes into play in this movie, the designs, the looks, the everything is so fucking perfect in this movie. The whole thing with John Hurt, which we haven't even mentioned yet.
John Hurt's great.
The face hugger is the first thing you really see that really gets to you. And when he goes up to that egg, by the way, who the fuck puts their face over the egg? Like, he's like, oh, what's in there? Holy fuck.
He thought it was a dinosaur.
Jesus Christ. But that sets the tone for the entire movie. The face hugger. They designed it with like real like goat livers and shit. Like it was made of some nasty shit.
Well, not to mention the fact that we find out that the face fucker, because that's exactly what they are. They shove their little wiener in your mouth and impregnate your fucking mouth.
So much sexual reference in this movie.
Take my dick and have my baby. Yeah. When the alien pops out of John Hurt's chest, which is an awesome scene, by the way. It's funny now because I got spoiled by Spaceballs. When I thought the alien was going to come out, I thought he was going to jump out of the table and go, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello."
It was kind of cute. Now they
what?
It was, dude. They didn't tell anybody in there that was going to happen. So when you see the crew's surprise when it jumps out of John Hurt's chest, everyone's their reactions are legit. They didn't tell them that was going to happen, which is a really cool thing. But right before that happens, the crewmate Parker's friend, he's like, the guy's like, "I got to get some food, man," and he's like, "Back to the old freezerinos." I love that shit. But yeah, that scene was amazing. It was fucking iconic. But I thought the thing was kind of cute. When it pops out of his chest, he's like, and then he like runs away like the gingerbread man. He's like, "You never catch me."
I pity your future, man. I don't know what
it's
that
weird.
means. I don't know what that means. But okay, yeah. At the end of the day, though, this movie's classic, iconic. It's always going to have its own. It's going to hold its own for the rest of the time. I mean, 1979, we're still talking about it today. It set the standard for like horror in space, I think.
It did.
And I mean, you could even throw an argument in there for 2001: Space Odyssey with Hal, you know, losing his mind and attacking the crew. But I think this was the one that really made haunted spaceships and haunted houses in space, and just the idea of isolation and this crazy shit happening and there's no help you can go to, like the standard for like horror. If there was no sequel to Alien ever, this movie forever would still be one of the greatest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. And it still is. It still is, even with everything else going on around it. But
that leads me to actually my question of the day, what it's going to be, is that do you guys think, when you look at Ridley Scott's career, because like the Ridley Scott Alien movies all kind of follow the same guideline. Granted, we haven't seen Covenant yet, but it looks like it follows the same guideline. Prometheus did. We go to a foreign planet, someone gets impregnated, bad shit happens. it looks like he wants to follow that same story.
Prometheus was a little bit more philosophical.
Right, but it's still the same steps.
Yeah.
Leads you where you're going. Do you guys think, out of all of Ridley Scott's career, everything he's done, is this his magnum opus? Is this his best film? Will he always be remembered mostly for this one? And if not, which movie do you think it is?
Gladiator.
Gladiator's fucking amazing. Frost makes the blades stick.
Alien versus Gladiator in a way. Like, what's better? Oh my god, that's fucking hard because they're both different genres and they're both amazing though. They're both like spectacles to behold. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
I'm an Alien over Aliens guy. I like the slow horror vibe more than the action vibe.
Yeah, I'm weird though. I like Aliens better.
We'll get into that when we go to Aliens. We'll actually ask that question. But yeah, this movie is... I'm
giving it a 10, man. Like, I can't fucking not give it a 10. And I could say, if someone's like, I could give it a 9.0 to 9.5, I could see that, but I loved it so much, dude. I think it's so great. I think it's so underrated. It's not even underrated. You know, everybody loves that movie. But it feels like we're missing that anymore. It felt like such a true pioneer movie into the horror realm. We don't have anything like that anymore, so.
I'll give it a 10 too. I think for that time, watching it today, I think people would give it more of a 9 or something like that. But I think for when it came out, for what it did, for the time that they took, for the way they set up every little thing, some people will find that boring. But the fact of the matter is, as far as horror goes, it's one of the best of all time. It's definitely a 10 for me too. So comment below, let us know what your thoughts are. We're going to slowly but surely get all of these out on the way to Covenant. We're not going to go into the Alien vs Predator.
Yeah, we can't go there.
Not yet.
We will soon.
But yeah, we'll talk about that when Predator comes up because it just fits a little bit better. But comment down below, let us know what your all's thoughts are. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham opinion.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.